So I'm at Lassen Volcanic National Park and Kings Creek picnic area, where I park my car and pack the snack lunch and doing a hike to coal boiling lake or something. It's like a half a mile. It's a small national park, but it got a lot of volcanic features. I parked or camped at Manzanita Lake. Did a 3-hour drive this morning from home. Found a campsite. Then I'm just doing a windshield tour and doing short hikes. So I made it to Coal Boiling Lake. They say it's a dying geothermal feature. Basically, cold water is bubbling out of the ground. You can see one area here. It's kind of swampy. I don't want to get too close, get stuck in the mud. So this was like half a mile, 7/10 of a mile from the trailhead. There's another lake, another half a mile up. I may go there and do my snack lunch. So I didn't make it to Lake Cromba. Lost the trail in mud and swamp and snow. Came down to the parking area and walking by, I think this is Kings Creek. Very scenic stroll. Up by the side of the road, Lake Helen was named after the first white woman who climbed the mountain, Lassen Peak. It's 6:30 in the morning, doing a walk around the lake, Manzanita Lake, Lassen Volcanic National Park. This trail goes around the lake, it's a couple of miles. So this lake was formed like 350 years ago, and the side of this mountain to the right here collapsed and blocked Manzanita Creek. Cool tree root. Work of art, natural art. And this one here. Finally, the warmth of the early sunrise is the best thing on a cool morning. So now that's Lassen Peak up front. Lassen Peak. And that's, I think that's the crags. That side of it collapsed and created this lake. There's a trail, actually it's not that difficult. It's like 2,000 foot of elevation gain. 4.5 miles round trip. We can go to the summit of Lassen Peak from its trailhead, which is like 15 miles from here. So this is the outflow of Manzanite Lake. Breakfast is ready. Burney Falls State Park. For dinner at campsite Lassen Volcanic National Park, surf and turf, wild salmon and ribeye steak. With a good salad. So what's for breakfast is boiled egg and bacon and some veggies. So I'm at Lassen Peak Trailhead. The trail goes up 2,000 feet over like two and a quarter miles. My watch says it's 8,300 feet. See how far up I can go before conditions get bad. So I'm gonna record every 100 feet of elevation or wherever it's scenic. This is the first switchback. And they put a sign here for people not to take shortcuts. So let the whatever fragile greenery to grow back. Healing scar. It takes a long time for vegetation to grow back on the false trail. Keep going up the trail. It's pretty steady uphill, not that difficult. Going through some forested area. Okay, let's see what this sign says here. Building a dome. That's the dome. This is an active volcano. Actually blew up not long ago, and it was built up like this 27,000 years ago. So it's a very young mountain. It last erupted in 1914, and the plume went up. So I'm 2 miles up from the top. Oh, there's a Vulcan's eye. Ooh, Dr. Spock. That's what the Vulcan's eye. It looks more like a chimp's face. It's a pretty well-traveled trail. Look at that valley. It's a huge lake. I've seen it so many times. Wonder which lake it is. I love these trees. My old friends. Survive in the harshest conditions and live a long life. So at about 500 feet up elevation, there's some patchy snow to cross. Let me put the camera away so it won't slip. Going through some old lava flows and bombs, lava bombs I suppose. That's where I had breakfast was this morning down there by Lake Helen. A good breakfast, scenic. Now lake in the afternoon the colors are awesome. It's like turquoise and blue. In the morning it was just like a mirror, not much color. Come in the afternoon, let me check it out on my way out. I love this park. Found another playground 3 hours from my house. Unlike Yosemite, which is like the tourist trap, this one is not as much as visited and it's much smaller. They have great campgrounds too, they just opened. See, it's getting hot at 600 feet of elevation. It's more direct sun. I had to delayer and put some suntan lotion on. That lake is Shadow Lake according to Google Map. It's in Lassen. It's in the national park. This is a geologist's dream hike. These are like according to this sign here. The spines of lava, it just came up and broke through the mountain. And then the tallest, all the broken rock later on happened by the elements, wind and freezing and cracking and stuff. That one is Eagle's Peak, apparently, or broken off top. I think there was like a mountain in between those two pieces and it just blew up. It's very geologically active. You can see all these cinder cones that are covered by trees now, all over the place. Actually, I was driving to Crater Lake National Park. This is called the Lassen, or no, it's Volcanic Legacy Highway or something. See so many signs of volcanoes and stuff. So I'm halfway up elevation wise. I've done 1,000 feet, another like 900 feet to go. And distance wise, another 9/10 of the mile, so more than halfway. Did it like in an hour, which is good. That's what I'm a slow hiker. That's my average. So this is Glacier Notch. So the trail basically goes along this ridge to the peak. You can see the hikers up there. Pretty steep from here. See the hikers. That's the peak. There is the peak. Alright, see you up there. Alright. So I have another 600 feet to go, but an hour and a half from the start. Should be up there before, less than half hour if I stop taking pictures. You can see the parking lot. There's my car down there. It's one of those. Very nice hike. You can see forever. So I just crossed this snowfield. It's the steepest section. Just stay on the trail. My hiking poles are helping a lot. Looks scarier than it is actually. It's not that bad. It's not icy. I'm just using my running shoes. Trail runners. So I call this squirrel sense, full of chipmunks and squirrels. These little buggers are so tough. They live everywhere. In my backyard, they chew through my bushes and all that. And then here is more natural habitat for them, so I have more respect for them. I was watching these couple of ravens riding the thermals here, so that's I think what they're looking for. Some good organic meat. Last push, 500 feet to go. Hanging on to dear life at 10,000 feet. Got that bee on it, pollinating. This mountain is full of life. A lot of butterflies, moths, squirrels, and chipmunks, and ravens. Oh, here's a raven. Soar high. Look at all these butterflies. Ooh. About 2/10 of a mile to go on about 250 feet of elevation. I think after a couple more switchbacks, it's going to be on the ridge crest, and that's the summit with that cell tower. I mean, not cell tower, solar panel. And here is the marker for California's youngest rock. It was thrown out in 1915. Black dacite. California's youngest rock. Last push. Off it. This is just a lookout before you summit. You can see Mount Shasta in the distance. And that's the last section of the trail. Pushing up, there's the summit. Man, it's full of these butterflies. Apparently they're migratory. The ravens, I think, feed on them. That's why they're here. Ooh. So I made it to the summit. Actually, that's the highest point. I think it's a little higher than where I'm standing. There is no summit register, so that's the lake I had breakfast at. I bet this is like a solar panel powered weather station, or maybe it's seismograph, or to check if the mountain is going to blow up. Let's hope it doesn't blow up today. Lots of basalt bombs and boulders and size of houses. Look at that. That must be the crater. Just lava either oozed out or blew up. Jumble of lava. You hear that? All the flies and bees. Must be some kind of food for these. Oh, here's a squirrel. Hi. Actually, it was a chipmunk. Yeah, there are some wildflowers here, and I saw bees pollinating them. Wonder if these migratory butterfly feed on. They have to feed the ravens, I guess, themselves. Alright, that was good. It took like about 2.5 hours. At least a half hour I stopped and took pictures. So it's 2 hours, and I bet going down is only like an hour. Fairly easy hike. I mean, it was steep, but nothing technical. Even to the summit, usually you have to scramble over big pieces of rocks and all that. Here you could basically go up the trail. So 2,000 feet of elevation gain and 2.1 mile coming up. So round trip is like 4. That's Mount Shasta. Let's see if I can zoom on it. Yeah, I was there yesterday. On the other side of Shasta, I went to Crater Lake. I'm gonna head down. There's not much to see here. Much else to see here. There's a lot to see, but alright. So I'm at the summit. For a summit, the weather is fairly decent. No winds. 10,000 feet. Perfect weather is in the 60s, I think. Alright. All these buzzing bees and flies and ravens. A lot of life on this mountain. Raven. Woo! buzzes around and I think catches these butterflies mid-air. And then this chipmunk saw it and crawled under the rock. Yeah, look at that jumble of whatever volcanic stuff. Look at this big piece of basalt, black basalt. You can tell it was thrown up and then fell down here and then cracked from the crater, I suppose. That's the crater. Lava bombs, size of houses and school buses. So cool, man. I can even smell a little bit of sulfur in there too. So, I don't know if it's in my head or it's actually some gas venting off. See more lava bombs here. This big piece of lava flew off a bit and landed here and crashed to pieces. And more on this side. Boom! Yeah, it's nice. So I parked at Sulphur Works parking area. It's the only thermal area that you can visit this year. The Bumpus Hill trail is closed. Oof, stinks. Smell of sulfur. Mud pot. Mud pots. Oh, I was right.